We're going to get started today. Busy day for all of us, and we're just going to get started and start doing some things. I wanted to just come in today for a few minutes and talk to you about a few things that I feel like is necessary for us as business owners to have and to know. It is so important that for success that we need to get in place and have the right attitude that we're going to be successful in life. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is how to come and get the right attitude. In order for you to get the right attitude, you got to know who you are. You got to know your purpose and know what God has called you to do in life. Not just an ideal to have a business and want to have a successful business, but what is your purpose? Is God calling you? Have He designed you for that business? Have you designed you for that? Each and every one of us that is designed and built and created on the earth have purpose. God never did anything without a purpose for Him doing it. And so we have to realize that there is a purpose for everything up under the sun. When God created us, He created each and every one of us for a purpose. That's a purpose for everything in the earth. And we might realize that sometimes we go, okay, there is no purpose for cockroaches. There's a purpose for cockroaches. There's a purpose for snakes. There's a purpose for everything that God has purposed and put in the earth. So God purposed those cockroaches, worms, animals, all for a certain reason and purpose. The grass that we have on the earth, the herbs that we have, all is created by God for a certain purpose. And if you don't, Miles Monroe said a long time ago, he said, if you don't know a purpose of a thing, abuse is inedible. And a lot of time we abuse people and abuse things because we don't know the purpose of a thing. So today we're going to talk a little about your attitude and the purpose that you have and why sometimes we don't succeed is because sometimes we have the wrong attitude to what we're doing in life. Sometimes, and it says here, and the thing that I was reading, it says that a lot of times people don't fulfill their purpose in life because they never come to the conclusion of what God created them for or to know what their purpose are. Because a lot of times we do things in life or somebody push us toward things in life, but is that our sole purpose? Is that what God designed us to be? Because you like something or because you're skilled in something, it does not mean that that is your purpose in life. The thing that keeps burning on the inside of you, the thing that don't let you sleep, the thing that keep nagging at you is your purpose. And a lot of times, I remember years ago, I was at a meeting with a friend of mine's, pastor, evangelist, prophet, songwriter, Mike Murdoch. And he said to me, he said, so what is your purpose? I said, I don't know what my purpose is. He said, well, what do you like doing better than what you can do, what you like doing better than anything else that you like doing or that you know are in the world? And I said, talking. I'm a great talker. I can talk. And he said, well, you can either be a preacher or you're going to be a teacher. He said, or your combined skills or the things that you love is going to come together and you're going to either be a preacher and a teacher. And so I end up being a preacher and a teacher because I realized that is my purpose. I love talking. I love helping people. I love connecting people. So my purpose here on the earth and my purpose here for the Biz Hub is to connect God people, to develop them to what He created them to and push them toward their purpose. So today we're going to talk about attitude. What is your attitude toward the things and stuff? A lot of times people don't realize is that they kick against the thing that God has developed them to do. They kick against the thing that God has called us to do. Now, I don't want this to be um, a religious service. I want this to be to inspire you as an entrepreneur. But I got to talk about the Lord because I am an entrepreneur. I'm a marketplace pastor, and I have to talk about God, His creation, and what He created us to be. And if we know the purpose of why God created us, then we can stand and develop in the things that God has called us to do. So you got to recognize this for sure is that God called you for a certain purpose, for a certain reason on the earth. And he called you to fulfill those purpose and those reasons on the earth that he calls you to develop yourself with. So what we got to do as believers, develop ourselves, successful be on the purpose of what God created us to be. Like I say, the we don't realize that God created everything, all the little cockroaches, all the little worms. I remember when I was a child, I was afraid, so desperately afraid of worms and all kinds of little creeping and crawly things. And my friends and my cousin, they were always was putting them on me, always doing something. But I realized that God did make everything for a purpose. And yes, sometimes they do irritate us. And sometimes, yes, they are the worst thing. But if we knew a purpose of a thing, I remember my mom used to tell me, don't kill it, release it. And a lot of times we like to kill something. We like to stump it because we're so magnetic and so controlled over the little thing. But if you know what the purpose of a thing, then you wouldn't abuse a thing. If you know why God had certain things in certain places and certain climate is to help the environment. So we got to learn as human beings, learn to live with what God has created on the earth. Now we're going to talk about our purpose. We're going to talk about our attitude because a lot of times your attitude determines your purpose. I was reading a book I have been going through at our church. We've been going through the book, Reclaiming Your Soul. And some of the things it's had in there, it says your attitude is everything when it comes to living a resentment lifestyle, recognizing that you play, interact, or interfere, or in a control, or in a atmosphere determines your purpose. It determines your attitude to how you look at things. It determines how you exist with other people. It determines how you succeed in life. It all hands on your attitude or how you look at a thing, or how you perceive a thing, or how you turn and walk out of a thing, or how you turn and allow that thing to come and develop on the inside of you. It all determines on your attitude, your perception, or how you see something. And a lot of times I was looking at something and it says, how are you seeing this glass? Are you seeing this glass half full? Are you seeing this glass half empty? It all depends on how you perceive something. If you perceive it half empty, then you're thinking that it takes a long time, or it takes more and a whole lot more for it to fill up. But if you're seeing it as half filled, then you're saying, I'm halfway there. It only gonna take a few more ounces, a few more drops for me to get to where I'm going to. So we have to realize what is your perception of a thing? How you seeing it will make and determine your attitude or how you move forward and how you do a thing. I remember when I was waking up and going to the pizza parlor too, and I had to make pizza. I had to make that dough, and I had to make, the small, the giant, and we had the 32-inch pizza. And I'm telling you, it was a task to make that pizza and do it on that table that actually wasn't big enough for you to do the pizza on. But it was a task, and every time somebody would order it, my attitude would change. But when I started changing my attitude, as this is a 32-inch pizza, not only is a 32-inch pizza, but it costs almost $30. If they put more than one product on there, they put more than one item on there, then I usually will make $50 from that pizza. So when I started looking at that 32-inch pizza, a whole lot different because I started looking at the profit that I would make out of it instead of the effort that I had to put into making it. It all depends on how you look at a thing, how you perceive a thing. You can look at it as being hard, taskful, or something I don't want to do. You can look at it as being, okay, what can I get out of this? What profit is I'm going to get out of this? Or what enjoyment are the customers going to have then when they eat this nice, delicious pizza that I'm making? So it's the way you look at a thing. And this is some of the things. Success in all is what we do. Success in your attitude is all what you do. If you had a successful attitude, or you had an attitude the way you look at things, then your since conception of how you do what you do and how you move forward in that will take a whole thing. It's your mindset. You have to change your mindset. It's important for us as small entrepreneurs and small business owners and entrepreneurs is to change your attitude, the way you look at things, change your attitude, the way you come, change your attitude, the way you get up in the morning time. Always take time in the morning time and talk to the Father. I've learned that when I talk to the Father in the morning time, if I give him that first part of my day, anything else that happened during that day, it's not important to me because I've given my first part of my day, the most important part of my day, the most important part of my time, the most important part of my productivity for that day is giving my time and effort to get in a place and hear from God. You got to get knowledge. You got to get skillful. You got to get build up your talent and everything that God has given you. And how much more is for you to spend time with the person who will give you the wisdom and knowledge, who will give you and help you enhance your skills and talents. So you got to spend time with God, who created you, who know you better than you know yourself, because he put those ideas, skills, and talents on the inside of you. So when you learn to develop yourself and you learn to come into a place where God is more important than you reaching out there and getting another dollar, is that's when you learn to be successful, a successful entrepreneur in a world with a down spiral. Let me say that again. A successful entrepreneur in a world that's in a down spiral. You can learn to still be successful in everything that God has given you the wisdom and skills for. It's all about your mindset. It's all about you balancing and things out on you. It's all about your passion. It's all about your procedure and how you go and operate and do things in life. So it's all about your trustworthiness. If the people can trust you, people will use you as a client. People can trust you, then people will come back repeatedly to your business if you learn how to be a trustworthy person. So it's not about your competition, because you can always learn what your competition is doing and learn to put extra skills, extra time, extra creativity on what you're doing as an entrepreneur and what your competition is doing. So never worry about your competition being over you, being before you, making more money than you. Just ask God to give you what you need on the cutting edge of the industry that you're in, that you're able to thrive in that competition market, because it is out there. It is so many people opening up restaurants. There's so many people, but what would make your restaurant different? It's so many people inventing juices and teas and coffees and everything. Well, what make your tea better than someone else? You put a little honey in there, you put in something else in there, another little herb or something in there. What's going to make yours over the head of the competition? And sometimes it just takes hard work and the right attitude. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a new invention. Sometimes it just takes hard work. What I'm saying now, to beat out your competition, sometimes it just takes hard work and the great attitude that you have to achieve the success that you need in business. It's your mental capacity of what you have that will reflect your attitude. If you go and look at it and hard and look at it and saying, I don't do it, it's hard, da 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 da. I have a nephew, and he passed a couple years back, and he used to always jump from one business to another business. Great idea, love to do things. An awesome guy, but he never stuck to anything. This week he may be doing this, next week he may be doing something, but he had the passion, go out and start it and do it. I used to say all the time, the greatest thing is to have the passion to do it and get out, then you're successful. But my thing is that if you got passion to do it, then you ought to have passion to stay there. So we got to change our attitude, change the time that we put in our business, the time frame that we put in our business. I was getting ready to do something with someone, and I started to talk to them about team player, about putting in time, about what passion that they have. And I find out that they didn't have the passion for the business. They had the passion for the profit, but they didn't have passion for the business. They didn't have passion to put in to work with people or be compassionate to people and work on the idea that we had. They had the wrong attitude about what they're going to do. A lot of times when we go into business, we think, okay, we're going to make it, we're going to make it big, we're going to make it out. But if you don't give yourself that 3 to 5 year time frame and operating and doing a business and being there in business and working the business, a lot of times you will close the business door because you don't feel and you overcome. And a lot of times if we don't learn how to take, one of the things I've learned, and I learned it in my older years, and I learned it the hard way, is that a lot of times is that if you don't take care of your health when you're in business, your business will ruin your health. Let me say that again. If you don't take care of your health while you're in business, your business will ruin your health. I learned that when getting up, going to the pizza place, lifting things that I shouldn't have been lifting, having a wrong mental attitude about the things that I was doing, and being in the business in a place in an area that I didn't want to be in. And that was half of the failure right there. Not being in the place that I want to be in, letting fear, going in there, opening up, being by myself. All of those things was built up and kept building up. And it didn't take anything hardly for me to shut the doors. And what we have to realize is that when you're going into something, you got to weigh everything. You got to weigh it all. Is my health okay? Is my mental attitude okay? And you know, with business, they say location, location, location. Location is the greatest thing when you're getting ready to open up a brick and mortar building. It is the greatest thing. Location, location, location. You got to know if you're in the right location. You got to know if you're doing a business where you're going to be having revenue every day. You got to know that you're in a safe place. Don't just open up a business because it's a popular area of town or because people are coming in and isn't a safe place, especially if you are a lady and you're out there working by yourself. Is it a safe place for me to go? Every dollar that's going to have you scared. Every dollar is going to have you fearful for your life. Every dollar that's going to have you to the place where you are putting so many things up. You got so many security up. You got this up. In order to make a dollar, it's not worth the attitude. It's not worth the heartache. It's not worth the fear. It's not worth the anxiety that it brings. So location, 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 location is the greatest thing. But don't get a location because it's traffic there. Get a location because it's traffic and it's safe there. Oh, I'm telling you, this is some tips you need to write down because, hey, it don't flow like this every day. So you need to get those tips that I'm writing down. So these are 12 attributes, 12 attitudes that you need to have, that you need to put in place if you're an entrepreneur. These 12 things, and it's more than these 12, but to me, these are the most 12 important things that I think that you need to have in place when you're getting ready to actually be successful or want to be successful in the business world. You got to have passion for the business. Now, I'm telling you, if you don't have passion for the business, you gotta, you gotta make your business like fun. You gotta make it fun. When I was making pizza, I used to make it fun. And people used to say, can you throw it up in the air? I could throw the small ones up in the air. I couldn't throw the bigger ones up in the air, but I learned how to swirl the smaller ones up in the air. I made it fun for me, and I made it fun also for my customers that came in. I made it fun also for my employee. Don't make it where it's hard and it's hard for you to get up. It's hard for you to go there. Don't make it difficult for you. Make it difficult for you to pursue what God has given you to do. So opening up a business, you need to have passion. Passion is not the only thing that you've got to have. It says you cannot be taught passion. Come on, you cannot be instructed on having passion. Passion is something that has been already built on the inside of you. When God gave you and endowed you and gave you the idea of that business, then he also put the passion that it would take for you to continue in that business. So don't get weird. Don't get, thinking that it's weird when I'm talking about passion and talking about God and both in the same sense, because that's what you need. God will birth passion on the inside of you. It's something, it's a drive, it's a thrill, a component that is on the inside of you that keeps you going. It keeps you getting up when you don't want to get up. It keeps you showing up when you don't want to show up. It keeps you going because it keeps coming on the inside of you. It keeps that blood just rushing. Come on, it keeps it rushing to you. If you don't learn how to deal with your passion, learn how to focus your passion in the right way, your passion will drive you. Your passion will keep you. Your passion will keep you focused. Your passion will take you to a place of success that you need to go to. You hear a lot of people say when they was baseball players or something like that, how they got up early in the morning. They kept practicing. They kept practicing. They kept going forth. They kept doing it. They didn't care if they failed. They kept moving. They kept developing their skills. They kept developing the passion that they had for that. Sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes weeks, it doesn't matter whether it's an hour or week or take an inventory of yourself to start your business. Learn before you go in business. Do I have the passion for this business? Do I have the capacity to be a boss? Do I have the capacity to lead somebody as a team player? And come on, that's the first thing that you need to know. Should I renew my passion? And a lot of times when you get in business, I'm talking to some of your business owners, when you get in business, if you've done it all, you did it all, you've been the bottle washer, you've been the opener and the closer, you've been the janitor, you've been the inventory person, you've been everything that you need to be, and you will be everything that you need to be until you retrain somebody to help you and put the passion that you have for your business on the inside of them. Set examples of trustworthiness. Set examples of trustworthiness. If you can't trust yourself, then other people will not trust you. He said people will have confidence in trustworthy individuals and want to work with them in the culture of come on, we got to have integrity. In the culture of integrity, when people know that you have integrity for your business, you're showing up, you're a trustworthy person, you're sticking to your word, then they will do the same. There'll be loyal customers to you. Come on, they'll show up. There'll be loyal employees. They will show up when they see your integrity showing up, your integrity showing up, not their integrity, your integrity showing up. Then they know that you're trustworthy. When you show up on time to open up the business and not show up 30 minutes late, when you're there and you've been there an hour and they show up for their time slot that they're supposed to on time, when you're learning to be trustworthy, your employees will learn how to be trustworthy. Your customers will learn how to be more loyal to you. Be flexible. Accept your core values. Set personal core values for yourself and set core values for your business. Every business plan, every business needs core values, and you need to stick to those core values. Now, don't change your values. You can be flexible on your hours, flexible on other certain things, but give yourself a plan and a strategy. Give yourself core values, ideals, moral standards that you have, and stick to them. Be flexible with everything else. You can be flexible with what you open up. You can be flexible on how many days you're going to work. You can be flexible on those days and those times, but your core values, don't change them. Stick to your core value. Don't put profit before anything else. Stick to your core values. A lot of times we as entrepreneurs, we forget our core values because we're going for that almighty dollar. Come on now, love of money is the root of all evil. It's not going after money, not doing things and strategizing and putting things in place for money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money. It's the love, and it's the love of the things that you do and the profit that you're trying to make to get money. You need money in your business to be successful and profitable, but the thing is that you're not going after money alone. You're not just going out. Someone called me the other day and they wanted me to get in a business with them. And they was throwing out all these figures and how much you can make and how many millions. Da, 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 da. I'm not concerned about making the millions. I've made millions before. That is not my concern. What is the core value of this company? What is the owner like? Is he saved? Come on. What is the values that he have? And what is the value and the core values that he set for his employees? Those are the things that I want to know, because I want to know I'm dealing with an integrity person. I want to know that I'm dealing with a person that is going to set moral standards and going to hold them. You don't want to work with somebody who's not going to set it. Your customers don't want to come to somebody who's not going to be faithful or not going to be trustworthy. Okay, I open up today, but I'm not going to be open up tomorrow. I remember in the mall, they had the lady, she had some gorgeous things that I wanted to really patronize her. But every time I came, she wasn't open. And then I started saying, well, you need to put your time of what time that you're going to be here. So well, customers won't come and you won't be open. It won't look like that you're not a person that I can trust. Put the time up there, and then I'll know that if you're going to be open on Wednesdays, then I'll come on Wednesdays. If you're going to be open on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll come Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'll know that you're not open on Mondays and Tuesdays. You're not open on Sundays. But you got to let me know what your time it is. Trustworthy is what people need. Hold value is what people need. Don't let your fears of failure hold you back. A lot of times, we are fearful of failing. And that fear is so, so real. I remember years ago when I lived in Alabama, and I had 9 trees in my backyard. And one night it was just raining and the trees was just swaying and swaying backwards and forth. And it looked like, when you looked through the bay window, it looked like somebody was grabbing at you. And my fears of being at home with just my kids and myself, and it was a neighborhood that was actually turning to not be such a good neighborhood. It was an excellent neighborhood when we were in it. But years later, it turned to be not so well. And it looked like somebody was trying to grab at me. Well, I knew I was inside the house, and I knew they was on the outside. But fear gripped me, and I ran and left my kids on the outside of the door until I realized my kids was not on the inside of the door with me. But fear is real, and says fear is an opportunity to learn. Your failure is an opportunity, not fear. Your failure is an opportunity to learn, and your fear can be turned around to just your faith, turn upside down. It's just reverse. Turn fear. It's those things that's trying to appear real in your life. They're trying to appear real in your life, and they're not real in your life. So failure is an opportunity to learn. All things can be brought equal. All things, all venture, all capital can be brought up. Everything that you try to do, your investment and everything that you try to do, don't think that those things, if I invest in that, I'm going to lose everything. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't capitalize everything that is a failure. Everything is a loss. Everything is going to lose everything. I had a friend used to say, scared money can't make no money. And that is so true. If you're scared to invest, if you're scared to apply it, then it can't be applied. It can't multiply. It can't come back to you. So you need to don't worry about failure. Don't worry about it. If you get out there, then you're successful. If you open up the doors and the doors close in 1 week, then guess what? You're successful because you open up the door. You didn't allow your fears to hold you back. So let's learn that fear is the foundation of you succeeding. Come on. Failure is a training ground for you to get up. I was reading a book and was saying that Kentucky, the guy that Kentucky Colonel, he failed so many times and tried to perfect the recipe. But then now he had perfected the recipe, and for years and years now, the Kentucky Fried Chicken has been up and operating. So we have to realize, if you read the book on successful people, you'll find out so many people failed so many times before they were successful. So you got to learn. Failure is not the end of a thing. It's how you get up from failure is what succeeds. Make timely decisions. Always make timely decisions. It's important for us to use the institution of planning. And that's why I did the Master Ego Planning book, because it takes time to plan. It takes time to put a strategy together and put things together. Some of us need to be disciplined on every day. So I put the Ego Planning together so we can be disciplined on our day, so we can know how to write those things down. The Word of God tells us to write the vision and make it plain, that all that comes and read it can run with it. To me, it's saying to me is that write the vision, make it so simple, make it so plain that every employee, every customer can run with you that see your vision. The vision should be plain enough that people can understand your vision, that they can run with you with the vision. Vision shouldn't be complicated. Vision is simple. It's to the point. It's what you want to do, how you want to do it, and the ways and the practice and the strategy of how you're going to obtain your vision. Vision can always be written before you, Plan it out, strategize it out with other people, get same-minded people to help you run with the vision. I look at Jesus Christ, where he got 12 people, and one of them was Judas. So there's always going to be one person in that group who's not going to understand, who's going to pull you down, who's going to try to be negative. But Jesus Christ did not allow the one thing that sent him to the cross, that sent him to that redemptive power, to keep him from fulfilling the purpose that God had him on the earth for. Don't allow one negative person, one person who's pulling you down, to stop you from your purpose, to stop you from God has attained and created you to be. It may be there for them to be the one. He told Judas, he said, go quickly, go do quickly what your purpose is for you to do. Go do quickly what your purpose is for you to do. Judas' purpose was to betray him. So sometimes you just have to let those people who negative say, go and do that negative thing, because that's giving me the power to know that what God puts on the inside of me is about to come to pass. Whatever God put on the inside of you, God is faithful. He's a faithful man, and he can make that thing come to pass. Number 6, the major company access is you. The major company access is you. You are the one is going to bring the money in. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Take care of your values. Take care of everything that God has for you and God has put down on you. It's not so important that you buy the biggest machine that works. It's not important that you buy the biggest software or buy the technology, the latest technology. You got to have the choice between you and your family and your company and your play and your work. You got to maintain health and a balance for your energy to thrive and for you to be successful and for you to have a better mental outlook. So the major company access is you. How you take care of you, how you taking care of your mental thought life. If you think I ain't going to be able to do it, then guess what? You're not going to be able to do it. But if you think that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, Philippians 4:19, I can do all things through Christ, not through yourself, but through Christ, who give you the strength, the ability and power and the wisdom and knowledge to develop the talent and skills that he purposely put on the inside of you. So you are the major access to your company. If you are, everything else on. If you are, everything else is on. It all starts in your think life, your attitude, your purpose. You are designed to succeed. You're bigger than what you think you are. You're greater than what people see that you are. Greatness is on the inside of you, and God has purposely developed you to do the things that he called you to do. So number 7, keep your ego under control. That's a hard thing for some of us to do, is to keep our ego under control. Don't take your profit and spend it. Come on, expensive toys to impress other people. Other people are not going to do it for you. Come on, impressing other people, and you go home and don't know how you're going to eat. Impressing other people and get a bigger house, and you don't have nothing in that house to lay on. Impressing other people is not going to do it. Come on now, set your goals and set your things that you don't have to impress other people. Get your ego under control. You don't have to, what I should say, you don't have to allow other people what they think of what you should have. Just because another pastor, or just because another entrepreneur is driving this kind of car. Somebody was telling me, you need to go get you a new car. I don't need a new car. My car drives just fine, But if I desire a new car, I'm going to figure out a way that I can pay for a new car without having a car payment, because I promised myself and I promised God that I would not be tied to a car payment again. So you got a purpose in your mind that if I want to drive it, then I got to pay for it. God is not jumping down cars and giving cars without a payment. If he do, he's going to give you the finances to pay it off immediately. Now that's when God give it to you, not when God make a way or make an opportunity for you to get a debt. That's not given to you. That's a debt that you got to pay. And if you don't pay it, then they're going to repo it. So when my last car got repoed, that was my last hurt, last experience and going, oh God, no, when that last car got repo, I promise God, you won't have to worry about this embarrassment again, is that I will never be caught in this situation. So you got to don't build your ego to impress other people. Build your lifestyle and the means of what you can succeed with. Your business is not able, if it's a young business, is not able to take care of you, cooking them, your employees, and your family. You got to recognize now, you don't have to drive a Rolls Royce and you just open up a pizza place, or you just open up a beauty shop. You don't have to drive the biggest car, the fanciest car than anybody else. If you're a pastor, you just opening up a church and you're trying to do some other thing. You don't have to drive the biggest car there. You don't have to drive the most expensive car there. You got to learn to live within your core values. Live within that means. Live within that. Don't spend more than what you're bringing in. Believe. You got to believe. You need to believe in yourself first. You don't have to convince everybody else to believe. You got to believe in yourself first. Then you got to believe in your company. And then you got to believe that you can be successful in that business. If you come out the door and not believing that you're capable, you're skillful enough to take care of that business and to operate that business successfully, and if you don't believe that that business is the business that God has created for you to do, then you've already failed, because your belief system is what's going to keep you and thrive you and keep you going. So know that you got to believe that you will succeed. You got to have confidence in yourself. You got to have confidence in your employees that you hire to be with you. You got to have the confidence in your customers will be repeated customers. You got to have confidence in your stockholders. You got to have confidence in the suppliers that you get to help you do what God has called you to do. You got to have confidence. You got to have confidence in you first before you have confidence in anybody else. Everything and everybody that you deal with got to know that you have confidence. Oh my God. Everybody that you deal with, that you come in contact with, got to have confidence that you are a person that, hey, will succeed. Because if you don't believe in yourself first, nobody else is going to believe in you. So encourage and accept, listen at this, encourage and accept criticism gracefully. Some of us don't like to admit that you make mistakes. Some of us don't like to admit that I didn't do that right. Some of us don't like to admit it to your employees, admit it to your family, and admit it to yourself. Come on, that you made a mistake, that you're not God, that you didn't do it right. Admit it. And if somebody got something that they want to say to you, to criticize you, take it. Take it. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it. Walk with it. They may be telling the truth. So take it, deal with it. And if it's something positive that you can do to correct the things that they criticize you with, gracefully take it. Take it. And then admit that you made a mistake. Admit. Let everybody give their opinion. I always like people to give their opinion. And most people are afraid to give their opinion. But tell everybody, give your opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do it because you gave me your opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do it because you criticized me or talked about me. I'm going to take inventory of me, and I'm going to take inventory of what the outcome will be. And I'm going to take inventory with God and see what God is saying. Me as a pastor, that's what I'll do. So, and as an employer, that's what I do. I listen and I'll adjust myself. I'll let them make the statement. I'll put things in place that everyone around us can make it. Team players are the one that are going to have the attitude, the right attitude to come in, criticize, talk to you, correctly talk to you, encourage you, and then they all going to work together to make the business successful. Maintain a good work ethic. Maintain. Your employees will follow you, lead. If you are not always beating them down, maintain encouraging them, maintain doing them right, maintain paying them, maintain being productive, maintain being a servitude person. Serve them as they serve you. You're not the only person. You be the one that works hardest, not be the one that sit down. You be the one that work up to the utmost. You be the one that's there in the morning. You be the one that's the last one that leave. Let them see that you're the one that is going to maintain. And don't be because you're the owner. Be there because you have core value of what you're doing and you believe in the company. Learn how to rebound quickly. That's the 11th one. Learn how to rebound quickly from any setback. Any setback that you have, learn how to don't just sit there and mope in it. Learn how to get up. What's the old thing that we used to see on TV? I falling and I can't get up. Fall and crawl your way up. Find somebody or find a way to get yourself up. Don't get stuck in what you lost. Don't get stuck in failure. Don't get stuck in a setback. Don't get stuck in things that the enemy comes to block you or sidetrack you from your destiny. Don't get stuck there. Ask God to give you strategy on how to get around it. There's surely a way. If the setback came, there's surely a way to get out of it. I'm telling you, there's always a way to get out of anything that the enemy have done. Don't allow yourself to be set up. Don't allow yourself to be think that this is never going to work. Don't allow yourself. It. I think it was. I can't think who it was, but anyway, I think it was Thomas Edison that said. They said, "Well, how in the world did you go and do 1,000 and some times to kind of invent a light bulb?" He said, "Oh, it didn't bother me the 1,001 time." He said, "What it was is that I know 1,001 ways that I will not work. But I only know one way that it will work. So you may have to go 1,001 ways that it may not work, but you have 1,001 two ways that one way that it will work. So it doesn't matter if you get a setback, because setbacks always brings a comeback. So know that there's a change that'll come. You learn from your setbacks, you get up from your setbacks, and you learn to move on. You learn how to develop, you learn how to use your past. Come on, your past mistakes can't stop you. You can only stop you. Ah, get in your mind that you're going to put things in place. You know, get your mindset um, that you're going to implement things and you're going to put your stuff and you're going to pursue stuff the right way. Come on, pursue it the right way. Put priorities in the right place. Put your stuff in the right place. Get out of your comfort zone. Learn how to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of times we don't want to do things because it feels comfortable to us to do it this way or to keep doing it the same way. I've learned a long time ago, if you keep doing stuff the same way and you keep failing, then the inevitable will come, is that you're going to get the same result. But get out of your comfort zone. Get out of that place that you think that you're safe in. Because a lot of times you're not safe there. Because you're safe there, it doesn't mean that you can grow. It doesn't mean that you're potential. It doesn't mean that you're profitable because you're safe in doing it the same old way that you've been doing it. So get out of your comfort zone. Get yourself uncomfortable. Implement new things. Implement new changes. Get new technology. I'm here today and doing things that I never thought I would do. I'm here hosting this that I thought that I would never be hosting by myself or being on by myself. I'm always successful, always happier when I know I got somebody else on. But I was told, you need to go ahead and do it by yourself. You need to go ahead and do a podcast. You need to go ahead and do this. And I said, I don't know how to do this. I'm not comfortable doing this. But I've gotten out of my comfortable zone. I've gotten out of that place that, hey, technology is not going to be the thing that's going to hold me back, but technology is going to be the place that's going to lead me into the areas and productivity that I need to be at. So I'm going to learn everything that I need to learn. And I'm going to come. I'm going to do my mission. I'm going to show up. Come on. I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to give you information. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to bring people on that can share with you. I'm going to do the things that I need to do to make this successful for you. I'm going to do the things that I need to do to get out there and pull you to a place that you can be successful too. So don't worry about if you don't know. Get somebody around you that does know. Don't worry about it. If you Google anything and everything, I've learned you can Google anything and everything. You can learn, you can put things in place, you can bring people along. I'm hiring me a virtual assistant that can help me and do some of the things that I need to do. You don't have to do everything yourself. You can get other people to help you do things. Many organizations and many leaders have always got other people. You don't have to know everything. You just have to have people around you that know some things. And the thing is, in capability, what we can do, we can always interact together to be successful in what God has called us to do. So I want you to remember that we're getting ready to start in a couple more weeks. We're getting ready to start, and we're going to do have a place where you can order the Master Eager Planning System. This is, we're going to go through it. We're going to do webinars and things, and we're going to be excited, and we're going to get you where you can get the planner, and you can start off 2022 successful in planning and soaring like an eagle in your life. This is all that I have for you today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and being a part of the midweek with the masters. And I hope that I said something today with these 12 attributes that you need to be successful in business. I hope and pray that you will implement it in your time. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bless you.